chunks of salty pancetta are baked with firm rigatoni pasta in a silky bechamel sauce. A blend of fontina and mozzarella cheeses melts in the oven and fills the rigatoni tubes. A plate of farmer's pasta is sure to keep you satisfied. Wow, they look so good. So this is the ricotta and the chocolate pudding, and I've beaten some egg whites into it to make them lighter and fluffier. Okay, now I'm gonna let those cool, and then later I'm gonna put them in the fridge for a couple of hours. In the meantime, I've got to raise the heat on my oven to 375 for my baked pasta. All right, let's begin with the rigatoni. I've got some boiling water, and I'm gonna add some salt to it. And we're gonna cook our rigatoni. But because we're baking this pasta, I don't need to cook them all the way, because I'm gonna finish cooking in the baking dish. All right, let's give that a quick stir. All right, now I'm gonna turn my stove on. Okay, while that heats, I'm gonna prepare my pancetta. I'm just gonna dice some pancetta, and the pancetta will just add a meaty flavor to this cheesy pasta. And pancetta is very similar to American bacon, but it's not smoked. We're gonna brown it up and make it nice and golden. And you could use bacon instead, not a problem. There we go. I'm gonna add a little oil, just so the pancetta doesn't stick to the bottom. Okay, let's make sure it's hot enough. Yep, that way we'll let it brown. All right, while that browns up, I'm gonna get all the other ingredients ready. Some garlic, and we'll use 2 cloves of garlic. All right. And we need some parsley and some basil. And I like to add some freshness into this dish. You know, there's a lot of cheese and there's pancetta, and it can kind of get heavy sometimes, so the lightness of the herbs really tastes great. And it's great to see the little green flecks in the white cream sauce. The pancetta looks good. It's nice and golden brown, so I don't need to cook it any longer. I'll take it out of the pan. Get it all out. Add a little bit more oil. We need about 1/4 cup. Now I'm gonna add the garlic. And I'm just gonna add it for like 30 seconds, just for the aroma. Perfect. Now we're ready for the flour. And this is the beginning of the roux, which is just a French term for toasting some flour. And this is the basis of all cream sauces. So we're gonna add the flour. And we're just gonna toast it lightly. All right, we're ready for the milk. And I've let the milk come to a room temperature, just so I don't have to wait for it to warm up and heat up in the pot. And we're gonna add about 7 cups, and I'm adding a little bit at a time so that I don't get clumps in my cream sauce. And I'm using whole milk. You can't really use low-fat or non-fat milk. You won't get that same creamy, rich consistency. And you want to stir it from time to time to make sure it doesn't burn on the bottom of the pan. I'm going to wait for the sauce to thicken. I'm going to prep all my cheese in the meantime. All right, I'm ready to add the cheese. So we're gonna add fontina and mozzarella and the provolone as well. Oh, this is gonna be so luscious. And the Parmesan cheese. And I'm gonna stir, and the cheese is gonna melt inside the cream sauce. All right, let me check on my pasta now. It's not quite finished cooking yet, but we've only cooked it part way because we're gonna cook it. The remainder is gonna cook in the baking sheet. Wow, it looks so good. And we'll mix that. It looks so pretty. Now for the topping, some fresh breadcrumbs. And I've sauteed the breadcrumbs in a little bit of garlic and olive oil just to give them more flavor. And we're gonna toss them right over the top. And I'm gonna add a little oil on top just so they brown really nicely. All right, that looks perfect. We're gonna put it in a 375-degree oven for 20 minutes, and when we're done, it's gonna be ooey gooey fantastic.